Welcome back to Yacht Addiction, or if you're new to the channel, welcome. The boat behind me is a Summit 54. Summit Motor Yachts is a sister brand of Cady Croghan. Cady Croghan is known for their long-distance premium trawler yachts with an extremely classic design. This is a much more modern yacht, and it's the first ever planing hull made by Cady Croghan. And we're going to do a full tour of this beautiful boat. We'll step in through this side door and we'll start on the swim platform. Now this is a fixed swim platform, but you do have an option of a hydraulic swim platform that will lower into the water. One awesome feature back here is this storage compartment. We will close this with the push of this button. Another feature back here on the swim platform, besides the storage compartment. Let's see if I can do this with the camera still. There we go. This grill will slide out of the transom. And you have a little bit of storage in here for your grilling utensils. Let's close that back up. On the port side, you do have a hot and cold shower. And I also like that this door latches in flush with the rest of the boat, so nothing's sticking out. You have a good sized seating area here and a gorgeous teak table. You have 2 bar seats. One thing to notice when you're sitting at the bar, you have these windows on either side, so you are protected from the elements, but you can also still see outside. You have a control for your Fusion stereo system. You have a bunch of storage space under here. This glass door will slide over, and of course this window flips up, and it also latches in place for when you're underway. And let's make our way inside. Like many modern boats, this is a galley aft layout. You have a 3-burner electric cooktop. You have a convection oven. And you have 2 refrigerators and freezers underneath. Additionally, you have this section of storage here, which will pop up with the remote control. So there's no wasted space in this area. Here's your sink. And this boat also has a dishwasher. I love the built-in blender. Great for margaritas, smoothies, or whatever else you want to mix up. On the starboard side, you have this small seating area and a table that can be extended. These boats are all semi-custom made, so one option you can have instead of this is just more countertop and storage space on this side. You do have a little bit of storage underneath though. You have an ice maker over here. And more storage in all of these areas. There are a couple steps up and you are in the dining area. You have a large seating area here. And this table will fold out so you have more space. Opposite of that, there is a built-in TV that will electronically rise up. Now let's check out the helm station. You have a double stid seat with some built-in footrests. You have twin Garmin multifunction displays. These can be switched out for whatever brand is your preference. You can display things as shown like engine instrumentation, your charts. You do have autopilot on this boat as well as zip wake trim tabs. You have your remote for the Garmin screens. Here is your throttle control, and then you also have a joystick. Makes it very easy to maneuver this boat. You have a side access door right here. The nice thing about having the side access door here, if you're single-handed, you can step out, see all the way back and the front of the boat. And with one hand, you can use the joystick, throttle controls, and have access to your cleat right down there. You have some bilge pump controls right here. Your VHF radio. And one more thing to point out is this dockmate remote control. This is basically a mini throttle control and joystick in the palm of your hand. If you are stern to berthing or backing into a slip, you can easily navigate the boat, and you can also step off the boat if you're trying to tie some lines by yourself. Up here is a C-zone control system for the boat. With one push on the touchscreen, you can turn off or on all of the lights or set them to different presets, whatever your preference is. You also have controls for your Fusion stereo system and generator controls. Let's head down to the cabins. This boat is a 3-cabin layout, and you do have plenty of customization. All of these boats are semi-custom built, so you get plenty of input when you're ordering one of these new. We'll start right here. This is the 3rd cabin. You have a single bed. You have a dressing table. And some pocket doors to close off this room. In this cabinet, you have a full-size washer and dryer, separate units. And as you see, a small TV is mounted here. I really like how versatile this 3rd cabin is. You can have bunk beds because the ceiling is incredibly high. You could have a larger double bed, or you could remove the bed completely and have a large office space in here. Stepping forward is the VIP cabin. You have a double bed in here. There's a skylight above with a shade. Some storage underneath the bed. And a hanging locker. I also really like that they utilize all of this extra dead space as storage space. Here is a second hanging locker. And your mounted TV. Through this door is the ensuite access. And this head also is the day head. You have a good size separate shower stall in here. And I'm noticing in every room there are these large windows, so you have tons of natural light. Midship is the master cabin. There's a queen bed in this master cabin. Beautiful sconce lighting. And you have some lovely detailing in the wood here. There is a second C-zone control panel right here. There's also a 3rd set of controls for the C-zone, and that's on an iPad, so you can have that wherever you want in the boat. You have a lot of storage space underneath the bed. Fairly large hanging locker. In here is a TV that will rise up and swivel towards the direction of the bed. And you have another dressing table. Here is the ensuite in the master. In here is the toilet, and I really like this smoked out glass. This is an option to have on both sides if you want the shower set up the same way. You have more of this lovely quartz countertop. And of course, there's storage underneath the sink. You'll notice all throughout the boat a good contrast between the dark woods and the light materials. We're going to head back up and make our way to the Flybridge. We'll start right at the Flybridge helm. You have twin stid seats. These seats are adjustable, can be lowered or raised, and they can also swivel around. You have a redundant set of controls up here on the Flybridge. You have a multifunction display from Garmin, some engine indicators. Here's the zip wake controls for the trim tabs, your Fusion stereo system, your throttle controls, another joystick, your VHF radio. Under here are your bow and stern thruster controls. Forward of the helm is this large sun pad area. Great for laying out and socializing with friends, of course. And you have another beautiful teak table with that same inlay as you'd have down in the cockpit. This, of course, will fold out. There's storage underneath all of the cushions here. And you have a refrigerator. Here's another section of the boat that is customizable. You have a crane rated up to 1,000 pounds, so you can fit a 10.5-foot tender up here. One customizable option is removing this crane. You add the hydraulic swim platform down below, and then you can add rails and whatever furniture or setup you want up here. So you have plenty of extra real estate up here for whatever configuration you'd like. The Flybridge does have a hardtop overhead. The engines are underneath these hatches. We will check those out in a minute, but first, let's go quickly look at the bow. This boat almost has a super yacht feel when you're walking towards the front. The walkway is extremely wide, and you feel very secure when you're walking forward. I always have a huge fear of falling in the water while I'm doing these tours. You'll always notice when I point out a railing on this side, and I point that out because I feel like I'm gonna fall in. On this boat, I don't have that feeling at all. You can comfortably walk to the front. You have a sun pad area here. This backrest is adjustable in 4 different positions. And as you can see, you do have a shade that can protect you from the sun. Obviously, that is removable. You also have a small bench here. Great for sitting down, looking over the front of the boat. These are on gas struts, very easy to open up and stay open. As you can see, there is your chain locker. You have a freshwater washdown on this side, as well as some storage. Opposite of that is a raw water washdown. And you have plenty of space for your fenders. Let's head back on the port side. We are back in the cockpit. I like that there is a handrail as you walk down into the engine room. Everything in this engine room is very cleanly laid out. You can see the straight shafts attached to the engine. This boat has a pair of Cummins QSB 6.7 engines. They are 542 horsepower each. Here are both of your fuel tanks. The top speed on this boat is 25 knots. The cruising speed is 17 to 22. If you drop the speed down to about 8 knots, that range will go up to well over 1,000 nautical miles. One other hatch I quickly want to open is this hatch to the lazarette. And in here is where you have access to your generator. We're going to finish the tour here right at the helm. Thank you so much for watching the tour. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much to Summit Motor Yachts for letting me do the tour. They will be linked down in the description below if you want to see this boat in more detail. Until next time.